Systemware Content Cloud has a variety of features to help our customer base meet their compliance needs. In this presentation today, I'm going to show you a few of those at a very high level, and we'd like the opportunity in the near future to discuss in more detail the compliance module of Systemware Content Cloud. So starting off here at the very highest level, if I'm viewing a report or a document, you'll notice that very quickly the screen goes to gray. This is for a situation where you might leave your office and you don't want somebody walking by and seeing what's on the screen. So we have a configurable timer, in this case set to 5 seconds, where after I move my mouse, I'll be able to view the screen. I walk away, and then 5 seconds later, it goes gray again. Now, obviously, in real life, you might want to make that a little longer than that, but for the demo purposes, I just set it to 5 seconds. Now, once you're looking at a report, you'll notice there's some numbers and information on this report. Certain reports, you may determine that the recipient either needs to see the information or should not see the information, but you don't want to store it in the system 2 different times. So for this example, I'll go ahead and do a customer search, and we'll search for a particular customer. And here we've searched for Alicia Smith, and we're going to go ahead and look for Alicia's statements. And you'll notice now I have quite a variety of statements for Alicia for various dates. I'm going to go ahead and select a few of these. And now for the demo, I have delivery set up in a couple of different ways. Now, it may be determined that if I was sending this to Alicia, perhaps via email, I might want to obfuscate or mask out certain information on the statement. So we might want to get rid of the account number, for instance. We might want to get rid of the tax ID number and various other items on the screen. However, there might be another recipient that needs to see that information, and that other recipient could potentially be another system. Because we stored the document with the account number visible, we're able to then display it for that particular recipient and make it available. And that's all based on permissions and security. Now, another thing you'll notice is when I search for this particular customer, and on the screen, we see the account information. We see the Social Security TIN information, tax ID. It might be that you also want to add masking or obfuscation on this. You might have a particular individual employee that cannot see that information. You may have another group that maybe they can see it, but you don't want to run the risk of having somebody walk by their computer and notice it on there. And then you may have another group of people who you want them to determine whether they see it or not. So showing some more, I'll go ahead and log out as that user, and I'll log in as another user. And we will go ahead and do the exact same search. And now you'll notice in the results list, we've X'd out the information. And this particular user has no option to see that information. It's not visible to them. Now again, there might be another user, and that user, you might want them to see that information, but you might want them to determine whether or not they can. So I'll go ahead and log in as another user. And again, this is just through permissions and security. And now you'll notice that in the results list, there's red and white lines over that. That's just telling the user that they have the ability to hover over an item and see the information that might be relevant to them, but then it obfuscates it or masks it out when their cursor is not over that information. So again, that's deciding which piece of information they want to see. But then at the next level, I'm going to go ahead and log in as the last user here. And we'll do the same search. And you'll notice I have the hover option, but you'll also notice there's an unmask option here. So as a user, I can determine that, hey, my office door is locked, nobody's coming in behind me, and I want to go ahead and rather than having to hover over it, I can go ahead and turn on the visibility of that information. So I don't have to make the choice by hovering over individual ones. I can see everything on the screen. So again, each of those levels of compliance, or masking rather, are available to an end user based on permissions and security. So as I said earlier, this was just a very high-level view of different options we have within Systemware Content Cloud to help you with your compliance needs. We definitely would like to talk to you in more detail about these offerings and other things we can do to help you meet those needs. Thank you very much.